call this August 10th, 2020 regular meeting of the City of Coolidge City Council to order. First order of business, invocation. We don't have a pastor here today, or do we? No? Okay. So we'll move on to the Pledge of Allegiance. If you stand for that. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Sienna, would you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Jimmy Walker.
Here.
Councilmember Tina Kaufman. Present. Councilmember Steve Hudson.
Here.
Mayor John Thompson.
Here.
Vice Mayor Jackie Henry.
Here.
Ben Navarro.
Here.
Councilmember Tatiana Murrieta. Here.
Okay, we have a quorum. We have no presentations tonight. Move to approval of minutes, discussion and action. Item 4, City Council regular meeting, July 13th, 2020. Item 5, City Council regular meeting, July 27th, 2020. Any discussion, any corrections, anything that anybody on the council wants to comments regarding either one of these meetings minutes? Up front here?
Nope.
Ladies? No? Okay, hearing nobody wanting to take, I need some action on item 4 and item 5.
Mr. Mayor, with no further discussion, I make a motion to approve items 4 and 5. Second.
Okay, choose your second, Sienna. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item carries. Move on. Business regular items. Item 6. Consider approval of the amended job description for the wastewater treatment plant collections operator 1 position. Matt, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. Thank you for this opportunity. This job posting that we're bringing forward is for a wastewater operator 1. With the recent retirement of Kenny Knowles and the promotion and the subsequent promotion of Denise Edwards, we now have an opening in our wastewater operations staff, and in the interest of saving the budget, we felt that it would be wise to advertise for a wastewater job, wastewater operator 1, and use that to promote within the city as the time comes as we move forward. The job description that was previously posted in 2006 called for the minimum requirements of 5 years of wastewater experience for a grade 1 operator. In 2006, that was a little bit more easy to come by because, as you remember, the downturn provided a scarcity of jobs, and so we were able to advertise for 5 years of experience. However, with the upturn in the economy, we don't feel that 5 years of experience would qualify. We don't think we would be able to get anybody with 5 years of experience in wastewater and still be a grade 1. And so we're asking the council to revise that to say 1 year of experience.
Well, my first question is, Matt, do you think 1 year of experience is enough before I open it up to the rest of the council?
I do, and Mr. Mayor, for the reason why I say that is because the Rural Water Association of Arizona has an apprenticeship program that we might be a candidate for, and they provide guaranteed training for that first 2 years of apprenticeship. And we also have staff in-house that's capable of training, so I think we will be able to get a 1 year of experience. Any more experience, so much the better, but this is just for the minimum requirements.
So you haven't hired anybody for this position as of yet?
No, sir, that's correct. If the council approves this tonight, we will advertise we will place the job posting up on our website with the amended job description.
What's your background in wastewater?
I have my grade 4s and my grade 4 certifications through ADEQ in both wastewater treatment and wastewater collections.
So if need be, you could run that plant?
Yes, sir, I could.
So you could actually help train that individual.
Yes, sir, I could.
So it's not necessary to have somebody that can step in and run it immediately.
That's correct. And we also have Oscar Palacios and Denise Edwards. Both have their certifications required to man the plant, to run the plant.
And is there going to be a big salary difference between the 1 year and the 5-year experience?
Potentially.
Is that in the range, or okay, it is in the range, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's quite a big difference, as a matter of fact, isn't it? You're going to have to wait and see what kind of experience you've got before you can discuss salary then, aren't you?
That's correct.
Okay. Because I was going to ask you, but as I look at this range, it's not like we're talking a few $1,000s. We're talking quite a bit.
That's correct.
Okay. I'm going to open it up. Does anybody on the council have any questions?
He answered the questions I had about the training in-house. It sounds like we have adequate personnel in-house that would be able to help with the training.
Yeah, because we're going to need somebody to take the next step forward. If we're going to come and get to capacity one day sometime on that. It looks like we're going to go through a growing spurt again for a while, for sure. And, yes, sir.
Matt is pretty humble. He actually sits on the board for the Rural Wastewater Board. So he's got an in there and can probably find through that board some resources that can help us out if we need as well.
Okay.
Come on, Matt.
Guilty as charged.
All right. I'm down here. No?
We're good.
Up front?
I have no questions.
Wow. All right. Well, if there's nothing further, then you don't have anything else you want to add to this, Matt? You're good?
Yes, sir. Thank you for the consideration.
Okay. All right, then. Who's our HR? Our HR person's not?
He's hiding in the mask.
I didn't recognize you back there, Norma. Okay. All right, then. I guess we need a motion to act then.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
For discussion, make a motion to approve item 6 as read.
Second.
Okay. There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you
Good
very
luck.
much.
Are you going to start advertising for that pretty soon, or what?
Yes, sir. We'll advertise on the website tomorrow morning.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 7, consider approval of entering into an initial design GMP to the construction manager at risk agreement pre-construction services for aquatic facility in Northern Avenue improvement project between the City of Coolidge and Hayden Building Corporation. Good evening, Mr. Paglia.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Council. Happy to be up here tonight to bring this forward. This is, as we're aware, the bond that was approved last year. This is just the next step we're taking and getting an actual design for the facility and the road to move into construction after that. So just a quick sort of where we've been, what we've been doing since the last time we were here talking about the pre-construction contract. We got with Hayden and their contractors. We gave them our wish list. You know, if we could have whatever we wanted, and they went out, worked the numbers for us. So those numbers didn't work with the money we have. So back to the drawing board after that. They did come back with the design that got us under our target of $5 million, which is what the bond is, as well as keeping all the amenities to the actual pool that we wanted. So we're excited about that. There was some cost-saving measures in there. So one being to rehab the current building, redo the restrooms, the lifeguard room, utilize the space also for our equipment room, the pumps, the filters, all that stuff you need to keep the water where you want it. So that was a big way to save money. Another way, and I believe when we were in front of you and in front of the community, we talked about expanding the existing pool to make a larger competition pool. We found out through our meetings with Hayden and Aqua Design that we would actually save close to $1 million to put the recreation pool where our current pool is, basically modify that to put all the recreation amenities like the slide, the diving boards, the play equipment, and build the newer pool would be the competition pool. Like I said, almost $1 million to do it that way than try to retrofit the old pool that wasn't going to meet any of the current standards without some serious work to it. So that's how we were able to save a lot of money with the building and with doing the competition pool that way. Just to mention some of the amenities, we will, in this conceptual design, new diving boards, a slide, play equipment, and then the water features that shoot water and pour water on you, and you know, all that fun stuff that the kids like. I probably like it too, but I don't know the last time I've been to a water park. So anyways, that's what we've been doing. That's kind of the importance that we put on it. And we have Fritz from Hayden on the phone here, and he can attest to this. From day one, we weren't concerned with the big fancy building for the lifeguards or for the staff. We were concerned about having amenities in our pool and a competition pool that's up to the level that we need to hold our meets for our swim team that has over 100 kids on it. So we chose to put the majority of our money that we had allotted for this project into that pool and into the amenities for the community. So that's how we came about getting to rehabbing the current facility, the current building, bringing the restrooms up to code and that thing, and keeping all the amenities for the community in the pool that attracts people. I mean, the community doesn't care what our lifeguard room looks like. Our lifeguards are only in there for 15 minutes at a time when they're on break anyways, and the rest of the time they're going to be out at the water. So that's kind of where we're at with that. Moving forward, if this gets approved, we will get to about a 30% of an actual design, sit back down with Hayden Building Corporation, and lay out the schedule going forward from that point on to finish. Then you'll have another contract in front of you for the construction. So this is just the design. We'll be back in front of you with a complete design going forward for a guaranteed maximum price to build the facility. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Rick, I've got a few questions. I read through all the material that was provided. There are a couple of questions I do. It looks like it's going to be 210 to 240 days just to get the design.
Well, and Fritz can attest to this, that's just in case. They plan on having that done way before that, but they leave that in there just to give them some time. But we're all aware of the schedule and wanting to finish next May so we can open for the summer.
Yeah, I think that's pretty important. Also, I did see, but I finally caught it later on in the material, the zero entry, so we don't have any ADA complaints. There will be zero entry
for the recreation pool
that have handicaps.
Absolutely. So for the recreation pool, it'll start at 0 and gradually go down as you reach some of the amenities. So the playground that's mostly going to be for the smaller kids will be about a 2-foot depth of water, well, between 1 and 2 feet, but it'll start at 0 and gradually go down. We will also have 2 handicap lifts, so they're required by law for each body of water to have a handicap lift. We currently have one at the pool that's portable, so we'll utilize that for one of the pools, and we will have one stationed actually in the deck for the other pool. So we need to have one for each body of water, and we'll have those as well as the zero entry.
And I know that you and Mr. Garcia have been handling a lot of this. Has there been any citizen input? Are we using the Parks and Rec Board for any ideas on our design or the amenities that went into this?
So
this pool?
we started, the Parks and Rec Board has been up to date and will get updated again. And we had a committee that helped choose this company So the Parks and Rec Board will be filled in on all these amenities, but before we even started, water slide for them was priority number one, as well as the staff and other amenities
Okay.
that are in the pool.
And one of the things that caught my eye in there was also the glare study. Remember all the excitement we had when we opened Walker Park and everybody from the surrounding neighborhood called to complain?
I think that was right before I got here.
Oh, no, okay, so, yeah. Well, when we opened up
Yeah.
Walker Park, all the neighbors in the surrounding area called to tell us the lights were too bright and they were all pointed at their windows. So, I mean,
Yeah, as we get in design, that's in we're fortunate on where we're at right now that on the north side of this facility is the school. So our main concern would be, getting that lighting to where it's not shining through the living room windows of everyone that's on the south side of Northern. So that's something as we go into design that we will let the company know, it be as minimally invasive to the neighbors on Northern as we possibly can. Absolutely.
because I know we sure heard about it.
I bet.
Yeah, and I'm trying to decide if the information I saw, a couple of places it looked like there wasn't going to be a roadway or drainage study, and a couple of places it looked like there might be some type of one, not a full-blown one. Are we going to have anything or is the roadway and drainage study going to be on Northern and not the pool site?
That's going to be Matt will be better equipped to answer that question.
Oh, there he is. I thought he ran off after he got what he wanted.
No, sir, Mr. Mayor. I'm in for the long haul.
All right, Matt, thank
We
you.
do have the grades are set on the south side of Northern Avenue because we have existing curb and gutter and the driveway entrance is there. And so there won't be a comprehensive drainage study. We will basically be matching the flow lines of the existing gutters across Northern, and then there will be minimal drainage calculations and minimal drainage on the actual site.
So if there's anything under that roadway, we're just going to leave it the level it is already at and keep on moving.
Yes, sir, that's correct. Because the proposal that we have for the mill and overlay essentially keeps the existing grades where they are, because they work in the large scheme, in the large picture, and in the grand scheme of things along Northern.
Okay. Thank you, sir. All right, that's all I had. Anybody have any?
Yeah, Rick, you said something about you're going to be using the existing pumps and stuff.
No. Sorry. We will not. We'll be using the existing pump rooms, maintenance rooms, but it'll be all new equipment. Hey, we don't want any part of that pump we got there now. It's not working right now, so.
I heard you say that
No, if
part of saving money was you're going to use the existing, and I would think that we
no,
want all new.
yeah, no, the existing rooms, yeah, the maintenance equipment, the pumps, yeah, that'll be new stuff.
The bathrooms, you're going to have additional stalls and stuff in the bathrooms?
Yeah, we go down one more, Gabe. One more, the bigger one. So there it kind of is. I know it's a little bit small, but you're looking at, right now we have 4 stalls in the women's restroom. So now you're looking at 6 regular stalls and a handicap stall. And in the men's restroom, I think there's 3 stalls now. And I believe you're looking at 3 stalls plus a handicap stall and then the 4 urinals. So there is more, because with the size of adding the new pool, you have to increase the capacity of the restrooms to hold that. So that's what they came up with, and we appreciate everything. They know this stuff, and they got it to where it fits our capacity of our pool.
Yeah, because you're going to get an increase in the usage
Absolutely.
of the pool, so you're going to need more restrooms.
Yep.
Restrooms and then showers also.
Right. Yep. All new showers, and so if you see in the women's restroom, it's almost doubled the capacity. And in the men's, we currently had two urinals and 3 stalls, so we're looking at 4 urinals if you count the handicap, and I believe, or 4 urinals and 4 stalls.
And then
In our initial design and with our committee and with the Parks and Rec Board and the public hearings we had, we were never going for a room to have parties. There are other pools that do that. We knew from the beginning that probably wasn't in our scope of work. We will have outdoor shaded areas with seating that will be adequate to hold parties.
And then you said this, 660,000, that's gonna include also the road, right?
For the design of the road, yep, absolutely, yep.
Okay, thanks, Rick.
In the design of the road and everything, irrigation lines are the concern. That's all been, has that been semi-addressed? Do they have any kind of idea what they're getting themselves into?
Yep,
with that?
they're very aware of what's going on over there. We had one of our, I don't know how long we sat on a phone call in a Zoom meeting, and went over the road one day. They're very aware of where everything's at. They have a plan on hopefully replacing and moving those pipes out of the road into the right of way. A lot of it will depend when they get in there and see what's going on, but they're very aware that we've got an issue underneath that road, and they're going to help us hopefully try to fix that.
Ben, when you say they, do you mean the people that own the pipe, the irrigation pipes, or do you mean Fritz?
Sunrise
and the
Engineering
guys
said
from
that they would take a look, and they think that they could, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but that they could replace those pipes and possibly move them before they put the road over it.
Is that
I'm
San
remembering
Carlos?
that correctly? Yeah.
You're talking about San Carlos? No?
I'm talking about our Sunrise Engineering, the
Okay.
company that's going to be doing the road for us.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ben.
And then the other question was, I know they put a buffer and all this stuff. If for some miracle it happens to come in way under budget, do you have some sort of plan for the leftover money? Or
Yeah, we've got some amenities that I didn't list that are on our wish list, prioritized, that hopefully we can add to that. Absolutely. We've already had those conversations with Hayden.
Okay. And then they're doing. I know they're changing the curb on the north side of Northern. The south side is staying the same. They're doing all the handicap ramps and everything. So are they doing the ramping and everything for the road on the south side as well as the north side?
No, the south side is going to stay exactly the same.
Exactly the same?
Exactly the same as it is now. They're not even going to touch the south side. That way, initially we were going to raise those gutters, and then we'd have to cut in. They would have to cut in everybody's driveway. But this way, since it's already done on the entire south side of the road, it's a huge cost savings and not intrusive to the homeowner because they're going to have exactly what they've had, since they've been there.
That's all I have.
Tina, do you have any? Todd? Tatiana? Vice Mayor?
No, fine.
Everything, Rick? No?
I don't have anything else. I think, first of all, Gabe and Ricky have done a tremendous job, as long as Matt, he's part of that team as well. And I think they've done a great job to get us where we are so far.
Well, and I would say so, considering their first attempt at getting to the 5 million mark was, we were a little
high.
A little high, yeah. So I would say it's looking a lot better. So I'm glad that we got where we got. And 33 into 25, there's 8 months. Certainly we're going to be
pushing. We're going to be pushing hard.
I mean, 8 months is for the plans. So
Right.
we should be able, we better beat that or they won't be swimming until they're ready to graduate.
Right. Right.
So, okay. So is there anything else that you,
No, that's where we're at. And like I said, we'll be back in front of you with the final contract and an updated, more than a concept design, an actual what things are going to look like for you guys to approve that final contract so we can move forward.
And I think a big part of property on Northern and the highway was, a lot of that was the kids' camp and being able to march the
To march, yeah, get to
march
where
them
they
down
need to
there
go at the
to
cafeteria.
pool.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
we'd like to have a pool for them to go to.
Yeah, we would like to have kids camp also.
Yeah. So, okay.
Mr. Mayor, coinciding with the work with Hayden and that team, Ricky and Gabe have been working with the school district in finalizing the joint use agreement, or the IGA, that will be coming to you hopefully within the next.
Hopefully the first meeting of September.
Good. That's good. All right, then. Does anybody have anything else? No? Okay, thank you, Ricky.
Thank you, guys.
All right, if there's nothing further, then we need to take some action, so I'll be looking for a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve item 7 as read.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, the ayes have it. Thank you. Report from the mayor and council and city manager. We'll start with Councilmember Walker.
Nothing, Mr. Mayor?
Steve?
Have nothing,
Okay. Down here.
I had an opportunity to attend the CCW class at the VFW this weekend. Travis from Conquest Arms was the one who taught it. Good class. Gave a lot of information out there. So, I mean, if you guys don't know anything, or you don't know what you got, or anything happens to any kind of weapon you have, I can recommend that guy. He's very knowledgeable, real nice, and a lot of information there. So that was a good thing that the VFW put on, and there was quite a few people there. So it was good to see that it was a success. So other than that, that's all I have.
How long was that class?
Yeah, right
It was
there.
a 4-hour class, 3 hours actual class, and 1 hour of paperwork and fingerprints and everything.
Any range time with that?
No range time. They don't require range time for the NRA right now.
Are they having any more classes?
Yeah, he has constant classes that he does. You just go to Conquest Arms, and he has all the classes up there. Not only does he do CCW, but he does safety trainings and lots of stuff. So he's out there.
Cool.
All right. Tatiana?
Happy first day of school.
Well, I guess it's a little different. Usually we have our officers in the
School zone.
school zones, and there's really not a whole lot of use for that this year. So that's kind of different. So, Vice Mayor? You have anything? Mr. Miller?
Mr. Mayor, we've been working with the Arizona Water Company. We've had a few meetings with them. Obviously, they've expressed an interest in the Artisan Village, maybe potentially moving in and making some tenant improvements in a part of that building. And we'll be having another meeting with them here pretty quick, and be working on a lease agreement with them to lease a portion of that building. That'll come back to you for consideration here in the not too distant future, but they'll take on most of the building. They're parallel to Arizona Boulevard. They want a long-term lease. I think they'll be a great tenant there. I think I mentioned this before, providing quite a bit of improvements to the interior of the building for some rent credits. And so we've been working with them. We continue to work with industrial prospects. Gilbert and I have been working a lot with home builders, and almost it seems like a daily occurrence anymore. We're meeting with people that have expressed an interest in the community. The news on Nikola Motor today was pretty interesting, where they have basically struck an arrangement with one of the other Arizona larger companies, the municipal waste, or not, was it Republic?
Republic, yeah.
They're looking at potentially purchasing 2,500 of their vehicles, maybe as many as 5,000 for sanitation garbage trucks. And so that was pretty exciting news. And they'll be doing some earthwork this week. Actually, they've applied for the county dust control permit, received that permit. Matt and his team have looked at the preliminary grading and drainage plan, and one once we get the check tomorrow morning, I believe, to commence grading, they'll be out there grading. So they'll be doing some initial drainage work on the site, but that project should be coming along very well. Have anything else, Mr. Mayor? Nothing else at this time?
Well, busy times.
Very busy. Exciting.
Well, yeah, it is. We've spent quite a bit of money, I would say in the last 5 years. Spent $7 million just on the infrastructure on the roads and things of that nature, not to mention the millions we've spent at the airport and then on other things, on infrastructure, I might add. Some people think we don't spend money on infrastructure, but this council spend millions of dollars on infrastructure. So I just want to point that out. But we do have a lot of meetings. That's what I've been involved in, is attending a lot of these meetings and meeting with people that are wanting to bring businesses to town. So, and we have some tomorrow, as a matter of fact. So.
This Friday, I think, the Pinal Partnership Breakfast, Mark DeShane, the manufacturing division director for Nicola, will be one of the presenters at the Pinal Partnership Breakfast. Zoom meeting.
Yeah, it really got busy once they had their groundbreaking. So it went from busy to real busy.
Yeah, it did.
So with that, I need to thank everybody for coming. I appreciate your being here, and I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, everybody. We're adjourned.